May you walk the land of the Duats.
Great decision, Gerek.
Take my sugar! Take anything you like!
Yeah, Mr. White. Yes, science.
Citizen!
Where's the lamb sauce?
Come on, man.
I just need a...
This is the lamb.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Right here, chef. I
Lamb
have
sauce is coming up.
Yo guys, and welcome back. Hey Jay, hey Kobe, hey Italian, and hey the display. How's it going? Welcome back to more of AC Origins. We are going to continue where we left off today with the first hour of the game. As I mentioned earlier, I kind of want to continue because yeah, we only played like, you know, the very beginning of it. And I would kind of like to play more of the introduction, I guess, and really get into Siwa and kind of like taking on Meduna Moon of it stuff. I've done a few tweaks to my settings in OBS. We now use the graphics card to encode instead of the CPU, because apparently this game is very processor heavy. So yeah, I have to keep that in mind. But I think performance-wise we are looking at a bit better performance than we had before. So we played for 55 minutes so far. And we just got to level 3, so we haven't really been playing too much of it just yet. Still exploring Siva.
Citizens of Siva, behold what becomes of those who disobey Medunamun, priest to the Pharaoh. Take care you faithfully follow his beneficent commands. You owe all you have, your farms, your goods, your children. You owe your very lives to His Highness, Ptolemy, the benefactor, ruler of the two lands.
Hey, what? Fuck him up! Die, idiot!
Yeah, I don't think so.
Get an ear! Bad head, the jute hair!
Okay. Mike is hanging in the air. He's holding onto an invisible edge. Man, this soundtrack. Something else. Like Origins might actually be my favorite soundtrack in the entire series, if it wasn't for the second game. Okay, so it's our first high precision Gara, and also happened to be my favorite variant of it, which is higher precision Gara.
Bayek has returned to the oasis.
Thank you for triggering that, Kobe. Okay, let's have a look at the quests.
Right decision, Gerech.
We can do family reunion.
Any Sigirians?
Me. رحيم شعاك. من التعوية.
Right decision, Gerech.
Damn, another one. Are we talking? I wonder how many we're gonna get this time. I think last time I had at least over 100.
If I wasn't a priest, I'd bash in all your stuff.
Yeah, no worries, Kobe. I hope you have a good luck. And I hope you're playing something nice on the PlayStation. Did I get to make the performance adjustments I wanted to? Yeah, I've kind of changed some of the graphical settings. I've locked my FPS to 60. I've also changed my encoder to a graphics encoder, because this game apparently is very CPU heavy. And so far it seems to be better, at least in open world exploration. The only thing that can happen is that I get encoding issues with the graphics encoder, and the stream might crash because of it. If that happens, I have to switch back to the CPU, but for now we're gonna stick with NBank.
This way, brothers!
I can hit him.
Wait a sec.
That's Bayek. He will save us.
Quickly, go. Where is Teramun? Dear Amun. He has died from his wounds. His family will want to bury him properly.
Rest in peace, Terramoon.
Hey, what? Yeah. Whoa. What have they done to Teramun's farm?
Yep, burned it down. So Terramoon died and his farm got burned down as well. I think his family's dead too.
I bring sad news. Where is Issa?
She lies here with her son and daughter.
The entire family.
Sadly, I see Terramoon also paid the price for his recklessness. I warned him that his rebelliousness would bring torment and suffering.
But what happened?
They saw the soldiers coming and hid in the cellar. But the soldiers burnt the house to the ground to teach everyone a lesson.
I am sorry.
Put the body down there. They will journey to the Duat together. So many deaths in the Wahat. We cannot give them a proper burial.
It is not your rebelliousness that got you killed, Seni. It is Ptolemy's sick regime. He is a bad pharaoh.
Yes, yes. I mean, you know, basically his entire family has been wiped out just because they weren't you know, submitting to the you know, installed oracle here. Also, have I said cat? Welcome back, mate.
Find peace, Teremu.
You will find more than he had here.
It's trying to attack me.
Bean!
Clear the way! Hurry!
Give me time to get clear!
Protect the kid here now!
Den look Ani Hyatt.
Alarm! Give me time to get clear!
Hey! To me, brothers! Death for you!
That carriage got, or chariot got destroyed. Okay, let's go ahead and increase the quiver. And then we can also equip the felling shield. Classic defensive weapon used by Ptolemaic infantry units. Let's also equip the fort's camo. Have a look at that. And let's also get the Dawn and Dusk ability. Holding select to sit, contemplate, and make time speed forward.
Rabia!
Bayek! It does my heart good to have you again in Siwa.
You nursed Senu back to health. I never expected to see her again.
She is a tough old bird.
Like you, eh?
Bayek.
Epsifa tells me you are healing the villagers as best you can. It would give me much pleasure to help you.
That is kind of you. May your car be blessed. I can always use help. The soldiers are brutes. Almost every villager has cuts, bruises, broken bones. To help them, I put together a makeshift perang in the old ruined temple. Friends bring me medicine from Yamu, but now the soldiers stop everyone entering the village and steal their goods. So, we tried to bring medicine on a boat instead.
And the soldiers stopped that also.
They sank the last shipment. The medicine jars are scattered across the bottom of the lake.
I will get them for you.
Thank you, Bayek. Bring it to the old temple. I must go there now.
Anywhere in this
Hurry at all costs. Shit! They have hit me!
Medicine could be anywhere in this lake. Senu can help me.
You're very sick, Cat. More than happy to give it to you. I've added you a couple days ago to the VIP, guys. As a thank you for your support and for being here and hanging out and all that. There we go. There's also some treasure underneath here. Okay, let's get the quest items first.
Ravia's waiting.
I love this underwater music. And hey there, Fina. Welcome.
Wat dacht je? Serem this is a semi.
It's kind of funny how you can just take anyone's boat in this game, except of course the one of like guards. But if it's like a citizen, you can just go ahead and take it, and they have to like sit there until you finish. You know, kind of, it actually does make sense in a way for Bike to be able to do that without facing consequences, because he's a major, right? So he has the authority of a pharaoh to enforce law, essentially. That's why he can also, you know, even tell priests what they are supposed to do.
Our Magi has returned!
Or he have like quite a high standing in society.
Clear the way!
Are you drunk?
Nothing gets through.
You will not escape!
Curse you, dog.
Ah, Bayek. Amun be praised.
What has happened? Why aren't the patients in the temple ruins?
The soldiers threw us out. Even though I paid the Nomarch to allow me to use the temple, every few weeks soldiers come to take our medicine and food stocks. Always the same soldiers. They call it a tribute. A tax for the Pharaoh's royal army. We barely have what's needed to take care of the poor souls that need our help.
Vultures. Don't worry, Rabia. I will make certain they don't bother you anymore.
Be careful, Bayek.
Love its soundtrack. It's called Born of the Sun.
I must be careful now.
Hey!
Can't assassinate from here, fortunately.
We're innocent!
Oh, perks. Long drink. Siwa, come find me at the bottom of the only bowl big enough for God. So these are basically papyrus puzzles. They describe a location, and you basically have to find it. And if you find it, you get a pretty good treasure. Even the chance for a legendary item.
Bayek! Did you succeed?
The temple is yours now. Those soldiers won't bother you again.
All my patience, thank you.
I almost forgot to give you your medicine from the sunken boat.
You know, the excitement, I forgot about them myself.
The oasis of Siwa is lucky to have you, Rabia.
Promise me you will not become consumed with your vengeance, Bayek.
I think of nothing else. By the grace of Amun, one day I will be free of it.
Another great thing about Bayek. It's very self-aware. Like, you know, he knows that he basically is on a revenge quest. But in his opinion, you know, it's something that's necessary to kind of like, obviously not to take revenge itself, but to get those to get those responsible for what happened, essentially. And because it happens to align with his targets of vengeance, you know, it's kind of like a relation, I guess. Too much he thinks is necessary and him taking vengeance. So let me go ahead and add this Yere. And yeah, we are level 5 now, which means we could actually take on Medunamun already. I think I might do that pretty soonish. So let's get these sleep darts. Over start to put lower rank enemies or animals to sleep and sneak by without being detected. When equipped, switch to them by holding D-pad left. Could also increase the 2 pouch for more sleep darts. Yeah, that should be sufficient. And then we could use a spear or a classic sword. I kind of like the Immortal design. I think I'll go for the spear. The adamant reed. The spear will bend, but never break. And we can also use the predator bow, that's quite nice. Let's go for the rainbow. The bow rumored to have slain the Divine Six. The band of warriors seemingly invincible, until they scorn this weapon's power. The Predator bow is quite different to the Hunter bow because it's more like a sniper. Not very good in close range because of the zoomed in effect. but on like long-range targets, really excellent weapon. Later on in the game, you can upgrade the Predator bow to be like controllable, and that's where the weapon gets insanely powerful. Like being able to, you know, switch direction while it's flying. You can make some pretty crazy shots with like curves and stuff. Of the most realistic ability, but pretty interesting. Yeah, I would say let's go ahead and get the Papyrus puzzle solved. And then we go ahead and do the Meduna main quest. So yeah, we talked about a bow that's big enough for a god. This is kind of a place where everybody comes to kind of wash themselves, but also pray, I think. So that's the place that people, or that the Papyrus puzzle is kind of like describing for the treasure. Nice. The 5 epic spear, scepter, I mean.
The sacred temple of Amun.
He died, my lord.
Why more priests?
There he is. Get naked edit.
You have returned.
To right your wrong.
I die my work unfinished. So close, so very close to ushering in the perpetual rule of the strong and virtuous.
Virtue!
The world will give us the power of the gods. What is one boy?
What is one boy?
Papa?
So close. Hey, one more.
Okay,
Hey,
well, I can try. This way, I'll get 2.
sure.
Well,
Up, strong. Ready?
yes. Oh, you made me miss. You.
Remu, come here. I found a Heineken.
A real one?
Yes,
Go ahead.
you're gonna love it. There's like 16 hyenas, and they're so
16?
dark and scary.
Well, you know what? I'd rather go hunt with my papa.
You always get too scared.
Hey. Hey. Let's go on a real hunt. Huh?
All right.
Come.
What are we hunting?
The Oracle wants the pelt of an ibex stag for the ceremony.
You will stand next to the pharaoh, won't you, Bayek? You're the Magi.
When I'm Magi, I'll stand next to the pharaoh.
You'll never be Magi. You're too scared.
That's not true.
What about the hyena kids?
Shut up.
Enough, you two.
The sand is so hot on my feet.
Sometimes they light on fire. It makes you faster.
I want my feet to light on fire.
Yeah, this really, shows how much Bayek has changed and what changed in his life, as you can clearly see. You can instantly tell how much he cares for his son and how much it means for him to be a father, to Remu. And losing that completely changed Bayek and, his life.
It is up ahead.
Can I come?
Hey, your mother's waiting for you.
All right. See you at the ceremony, Remu.
Bye, Chandra.
The herd is around here. We don't want just any stag. We want the pack leader.
Which one is he?
Big, with giant horns. Quiet now. Do what I do. Hey, this is my favorite part. Stay low. They will spot us unless we become like Amun, the god of hiddenness.
Yes, Papa. We are the hidden ones.
And this is also an extremely important moment, because this already establishes, why Bayek has a certain, affiliation towards Stove, I guess. Because the god that he worships in Siwa is literally the hidden one. So he kind of embraces that in his life, I guess, to a certain degree. For example, whenever he has to hunt. And he also teaches that to his son.
Senu, come to me.
Why are you calling Senu?
Chandra told me I should steal his feathers, so that my weighing ceremony gets me to the field of reeds.
Anubis weighs your heart against a feather. You cannot tamper with this weighing ceremony. It is sacred. See? My eyes and hand are in line with the arrow. That is the only way to shoot true.
I wish I could put 100 arrows on this bow.
shot to the heart hardly hurts at all. Let us get that pelt.
The same how Cassandra cares for Phoebe, even if her story doesn't make much sense. Yeah, I mean, they definitely did a good job portraying, you know, the relationship between the protagonist and Phoebe. And Phoebe kind of being like, not maybe like a daughter, but more like a little sister or something, I guess. But yeah, that's like a strong, like, you know, protector type of vibe between the protagonist and Phoebe. I think they did actually quite a good job at, you know, showcasing that relationship.
We will take this to the Oracle before it gets dark.
One day, I want to shoot an arrow through the sun.
You can. Your arrow will have to become Senu.
Imagine, all my arrows are Senus. Then I'll be able to hunt anything.
You said you'd like to see the Pharaoh up close.
Yeah.
What if you stand with me by his side?
Can I do that?
As my son and the future Magi, yes.
Papa, what is a Magi really?
The first Magi was a protector of the Pharaoh. But now, it means you must protect all the people of Egypt. Not just protect them, but work for their well-being.
Oh, Papa, I'm so excited to be Magi one day. You know all the secrets of Siwa. What if I never grow up to be a Magi?
Of course you will. You are my son.
But I get scared. I try to be brave, but sometimes it's hard.
Hold on. Let's go this way. When I was about your age, sometimes I got scared too. Your grandfather was a well-known Magi, and he wanted me to bring honor to the family when I succeeded him.
Yeah?
One day, he took me up this way. At the top, he said something to me. A single word. It changed me.
One word?
I got over my fear. I knew I could do anything I needed to.
What did he say?
I will tell you once we are there.
Another interesting detail is that the major shield is completely unbroken, whereas in the current time bike, you know, it's like broken and fixed again. Which I guess you could say is also kind of symbolic for what happens in Bike's life. This is of course a major shield and it stands for protection. So that getting broken, I would say definitely has story importance.
What word did your father say?
Jump. Don't think so long. Jump.
Yes, Papa.
Trust me, you can.
I do. I will.
Jump then. Come back. You're not ready.
I can do it, Papa. I can.
Shut up, you filthy little shit.
Help! Help me! That's Chanjura.
I said shut up!
Run home to your mother. Chenzera will be fine. I will take care of it.
Magi Bayek!
Go, now.
I'm scared. I don't want to go home alone.
Emu, just do what I say, please. Go!
Magi Bayek!
I'm indeed Magi here. Who summons me?
Sheath your weapon and follow me.
You said you only wanted to talk to him! Oh!
Yeah, no kidding, Seket.
Come.
That's how you get raised in Egypt.
Who are you to give commands to me?
You piece of shit. We don't have time to piss away.
Target is in my range!
You haven't.
Got a clean target.
Over here! Time to kill something!
I have the range. You piece of shit. We don't have time to piss away. You piece of shit. We don't have time to... Piece of shit. Piece of shit. We don't have time to piss away. Piece of shit. We don't have time to... Piece of shit. We don't have time to piss away.
Piece of shit.
Piece of shit. We don't have time to...
Make a sound and you're dead.
What took you so long?
Didn't want to be seen, sir. Kept to the shadows.
We are pleased you have joined us, Medjay. It is of great importance that we gain access to the vault. The temple priests stubbornly refuse to assist us. You are perhaps reluctant out of loyalty to the Oracle. We have someone to help convince you otherwise.
Quiet!
And this mission. It's very atmospheric. And we do something very similar to AC1 actually, which is let you control part of the cutscene. Kind of making the cutscene a bit interactable by the player, so to say.
See that no one comes in.
Camel, are you hurt?
Go ahead. Try it your way.
I'll leave my son out of this!
Your son has something to explain to you. Would the Ibis show him the orb?
We believe we need this to enter the vault.
This is a waste of time!
The boy is frightened. It's all right.
Papa, they need you to tell them about the vault. They need to know how to use this.
As measure, you must have some clue to your legend that explains its use.
I don't know anything about this vault! Please leave my son out of this!
The Pharaoh has been aroused. He insists
He will be
on coming
discovered.
here.
Quickly.
Talk to your son. If the vault isn't open when we return, you'll never see him again.
Papa! I did what you said, but...
It's all right, son. No?
Papa, I can get it to you.
No! Camel, don't!
They're going to hurt us.
Camel, Camel!
This foolish waste of time! Out of time? Tell us!
I don't know.
We must go now.
I will cut the heart from the boy.
Oh, wait!
He will never know the afterlife.
I will tell you! I will tell you! I will tell you! No,
Keep stalling for time! What's this? Stop! This is magic! The snake takes that as your answer.
No! No! Help! Help!
Shut up!
We thought you were dead. You could not even save your own son. You are no one. Bayek of nothing. Father to nobody!
And here is your nobody! May the Hidden One greet you. The Lord of the Duat awaits.
Well done, my friend. Our hero returns. You brought joy to Siwa.
I should get to Alexandria. I need to see Aya.
Don't be in too much of a hurry. Siwa will always need its Magi.
But you are the protector here now. I'm always pleased to help.
Come see me when you are certain you are ready to go. We will drink beers to our friendship, huh?
Damn. Like, this chain of events is just something. You know, from the flashback to Remo and Bike spending a day with him, to you know, the capture and then ultimately the death of Remo, to, you know, this afterlife cutscene and Bike just completely massacring Meduna Moon. Really tells you how much rage Bike has in him, you know, because of these guys seemingly for no reason manipulating events in such a way, you know, that led to the death of his son. And hey Valerie, thank you. I hope you have a good evening. Thank you for sending all the love. Also, hey Q-Star, new to Assassin's Creed Origins is a good starting point. I would say so, yeah, because even though it's a relatively new game, it tells the origin of the Brotherhood, and the Brotherhood is, you know, one of the biggest parts of like all the AC games, of course. So yeah, it actually works as a starting point. But if you wanna do like a proper serious playthrough, I would definitely recommend starting with the very first game and then playing them in order. But Origins, like, if that's the one you're interested in as your first game, definitely works. So there's still a few things I want to do in Siwa. One of them is to go to our old home, because there's a little moment that makes more sense now that we have played the Medulla Moon and the flashback. So I have a CO home of like Aya and Remu.
Papa, you found it. Can I have it back?
Any recommendation on which version of Origins to get? Standard, Deluxe, Gold. So I wouldn't recommend the Deluxe edition, because it's just a standard edition with some extra skins and 1 or 2 missions, I think. If you want to get all the content, definitely the Gold, because it has the best value for the most content. It includes 2 DLCs, the Hidden Ones and the Curse of the Pharaohs, both of which are fantastic. Like, in the community, they are regarded as one of the best DLCs in the entire series, like both of them. So yeah, I would probably go for the Gold Edition if you want to have more content to play after the main game. And hey there, Mexi. Welcome, mate. It's going very good. I went live again for some Origins because I only got to play like an hour of this today. So yeah, we're back with some of this awesome game. I hope you're doing well, dude.
Fenuku, it is dangerous here. Get on home.
Bayek, you're back?
Where is Chenzira?
He wanted to see the skulls in the hyena den, but the hyenas came back. I ran this way. Chenzira ran over by the tomb.
You are lucky the hyenas didn't chase you. Go back to the village. I will find your brother. What?
Do I have to tell my parents?
Chenzira got you into this. He will have to talk to them. Now go ahead.
That's also one of the reasons I do this quest after the flashback. Because now we already have been introduced to Chenzira, and we know that Chenzira likes to get others in trouble. But doesn't mean bad necessarily. It's just, you know, he's a bit of a troublemaker and can get kids into potential danger. You came home at like 8 PM and so you're just too tired to stream. Yeah, that's understandable, dude. I don't blame you for taking it easy and just relax. Harten. Minotep the Great. Pa. More like Minotep the Sheep. There's no way to get off the idols I know are here. I smashed through one of these blasted walls, but these scarabs are vicious. I come back later with something to kill off all the bugs. The damn tip is killing me. Annen. So tomb robber that wasn't too successful. Daddy, son of Minotip, the Sovereign One, will stand beside us in the afterlife. You will be beloved of Amun, the god who maketh himself manifest, the Lord of Beauties.
Chenzira, stay there. I'm coming to get you.
Bayek, is that you? You've come back!
Indeed. I'm back to save you. Because you got into trouble again. Yes. But yeah, I can't blame Chenzira too much because he just wants to have fun, I guess.
How did Chenzira get through here?
Agatoclea, mother of Teti, wife of Minotip. The face of Agatoclea is like that of Thepawit, when he ascends and lifts himself to the sky. The eyes of Agatoclea are like those of a great one who is chief of the swords of Heliopolis. May her radiance prevail in the afterlife. Yeah, pretty much. Tai Miovete. You have a great cat, the avenger of the gods, the emerald-eyed, the one who walked by himself. We were given dominion over the mice and rats who store our grain, and you decreed we should not starve. May your journey through the reed of fields before or vermin. So that's kinda interesting, like, they actually used to mummify cats, right, because they were really important in the culture. Like with how much grain the Egyptian had and how important it was for food and all that other stuff they made out of it. You know, cats were just really necessary to keep the fields clean of like mice and rats and all that type of stuff. So for the Egyptians they were kind of like holy creatures, I guess. Very important.
Chenzira, are you all right?
I can't believe you are back.
You should not be in here.
I'm hiding from hyenas.
Fenuku told me about that. It is not enough to get yourself in trouble. Now you put your little brother in danger?
but it's with Remo gone.
All right. I understand. Let's get you out of here.
Look at that. What is it?
I would like to know myself. Must be very old.
Someday, I'll learn to read what it says.
Which way did you get in?
That way. But that's where the hyenas are. Maya, I want to tell you, well...
What is it, Chensura?
It's my fault about Remo. They asked where you were, and I didn't think it would hurt anybody if I told them.
Chensura, don't feel bad. You had no way of knowing what they would do. Anyone would have done the same thing in your place.
I guess.
Amun welcomed Amenhotep, for he was possessed of a divine heart which was beneficent towards the gods. He have given gold in large quantities, emeralds in large quantities, and grain in large quantities to the temples. He guided us and have given very many lavish spiritual gifts to make Siva prosperous and to advance Tamet.
Ancient writing from the Old Kingdom.
Hyena! Gentlemen, hide!
They're still here!
It's safe now. We better get home.
Bayek, can I ask you something?
Go on.
Could I be a mecha like one day?
Well, you can start by looking out for your brother, not taking him to dangerous places.
I promise!
Now get back home.
It's so funny how Chancellor goes through like NPC shatter. Like children and adults have like individual NPC shatter, and once the quest is done, they sometimes just go back to being a regular NPC instead of like, you know, saying stuff that isn't like gibberish. That's always funny when they kind of like go back to talking gibberish. Okay, so this entry didn't change except for the ending sentence, which is that Bai killed him in a fury, which I guess is kind of putting it mildly. Given that he used the Apple of Eden to, you know, butcher his face essentially. And what they say about the Apple of Eden is the Oracle's relic, a distinctive orb with curious inscriptions. It's kind of interesting, like they don't name it as the Apple of Eden, but of course it clearly is. But it's funny that both Medunabun and Baek use it to, you know, hit people with, instead of actually being able to use the power of the apple to mind control, which only a few people can actually do with it. And yeah, Baek wasn't one of those that could use it to mind control. But, you know, Ezio could, for instance. Also we have Remu's toy, the figurine of Horus, bike carvers for Remu for his 6th birthday. Also have a couple skill points. Let's see. Okay, let's get the weapon bearer, so we can equip a second weapon. And then we also get the attack and push combo. Hold right button after light attack to perform a push attack combo. And I guess we can also get the bow bearer, so we can equip a second bow. So primary, I'm gonna go for the Vision Moon. And as a secondary weapon, we can go for the Immortal Sword. Elite Persian troops carried the sword, both in combat and as a member of the Imperial Guard. Been trying to feed the baby fish that are hiding between the rocks, but most of the food gets eaten by the bigger fish before it can get to them. Such trauma. Oh dude, I can imagine. The bigger fish are probably quite greedy as well, aren't they? I can imagine it must be quite tricky, like the whole feeding process.
Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Yamanai Cave. I used to come here as kids. Bandits must be inside. Kit? Is that you? What are you doing?
Bayek, I heard you were back. Keep quiet. They'll hear you.
Who will hear me?
The bandits. The bastards took over the spring. Almost everyone on this side of Siwa. gets their water from here.
Oh, they're gonna get it back.
Meet any passing farmers to a pulse, men. Let them know we mean business.
Come on, do something. Or not.
Hands on, you dead! And get! Hey, good!
The killing animation happened like while the dude was flying down.
Hey! What?
And holy shit, hackers. Coming with a rate of 22. Welcome, guys. And how's it going? Thank you so much, hackers, for the trade. Welcome in, everybody. Haber Savage, Haber Comic, Kelly, Josh, Carnage, Egg, Kara, Kilos. How's it going, everybody? And what did you stream today? I hope you had a good one. Yeah, let me actually give you a shout out here. For anybody that didn't just come with a raid, definitely check out Hackers. He's a great streamer, really cool and entertaining dude to watch. Plays lots of games from Rocket League, Fall Guys, Marbles on stream, and lots of other games. Also played some Red Dead 2. It's also a pretty good game. I finished that recently myself. And hey, Vacan Series. And yes, I'm from Germany, as you can probably tell by my accent. Also, King Kilo, thank you for the follow there. I appreciate that, dude. Was a great stream. How's it been going here? Yeah, pretty good actually. We started Origins today, which is at the very beginning of the game, but yeah, having an excellent time so far. I'm absolutely loving Origins. I don't know if you guys have played or seen this game before, but it's basically set in 49 BC in Egypt. And that's like the origin of the Brotherhood. And yeah, just amazingly done. If you're into Assassin's Creed, that is. But yeah, I love it. How was Marbles? Was that the only game you played today? Or did you play some other games as well? You preferred Origins to Valhalla? That's understandable, dude. I think Origins had a better overall protagonist and like story.
That's it. Bandits will think twice before coming back here.
But to be honest, I like both. Like I love both games. Just not a big fan of Odyssey. Like Odyssey had too much fantasy for my liking. But yeah, it's just me. Also, Sepe Games, thank you also for following. And Savage too, thank you guys. The last one you played was Victorian 1, You Need to Catch Up Low. Oh yeah, that's been like 6 years ago this year. Like Syndicate came out in 2015. Set in London. We actually finished that today, before we started Origins. Yeah, how did you like the one in Victorian London then? Did you enjoy it? And Drake, thank you also for following. Thanks again everybody for coming in with a raid here. Really means a lot. Hackers that, you know, you chose me to support tonight. Thank you for doing that again. And again, for anybody that hasn't come with a raid, if you haven't checked out Hackers, definitely do so, because he's a great dude and a really cool streamer.
Bayek, the spring, you got it back. Thank the gods. The farmers need this desperately. I'm very grateful, Bayek. It's like having our Medjay back again.
I'm glad I could help.
May Amun walk with you, Seni.
The last game we played was Revelations. Oh damn, yeah, that's a long time ago. Revelations is the 4th game in the series. And they have brought out 12 at this point, like 12 major games.
They will attack on sight here.
Cheers, I guess, dude. Thank you. Okay, with a fort here. And Drake, thank you for 5 bits. Cheers, dude. So how many of you guys are into football? Like, is anybody of you guys watching the Europe Cup? I feel like football's coming home. Yeah. You guys from the UK or London, England, I guess, served us good today. Kicked us out of a tournament. But to be honest, we deserved it. Germany played so damn bad. In a way,
I missed the part where that's my problem.
In a way, I'm kind of happy that they lost, because with that playstyle, it's good that they, you know, have to like rethink the way they play. Well, thank you for the condolences. But yeah, it's alright. I'm not really that big about like cheering on one particular team anyway. I just want to watch good games.
Hey, hold on!
Shit. And Mexi dude. Gifting that sub to hackers. Thank you for doing that. It's very, very kind of you, Mexi. Hackers, congrats on the gift sub. I hope you enjoy your emotes right there. Got some pretty funny ones. And you can also redeem video bits for free now.
Hey, something out there.
I think it's been 5 times, Drake. Yeah, I think it's been. I'm not too sure actually. Like, I'm not super big into football anymore, except if it's like, you know, a huge tournament playing. But yeah, I think it's been 5 times. That.
Hey now.
Well, it works. Let's have a read up here. Order to patrol. I could be dreaming, but I saw strange silhouettes on top of Amana Hill, north of our camp. We're surrounded by tombs, it gives shivers to my back. I don't dare to climb up the hill to verify whether what I saw is human or a divine creature of some kind, right from the car, or worse yet, a demon spirit. No one in my camp dares to go. I even threatened them they may not taste a drop of wine for a week. They say make it a month. Brave Patrol Soldier, I order you to sacrifice your soul for me and get me the information I need. May I moonwalk with you. Cheops. I play Apex as well, Maxi. I haven't played it myself yet, but if there ever was like a battle royale game I would get into, probably would be that one. Yeah, Apex looks pretty fun actually. Watched quite a few streamers play it like on occasion. And yeah, I like the gunplay of it for sure. Also looks a bit more mature than Fortnite, I guess. I wonder if that's somehow affecting the player base. Okay, it works. That gives us a good oversight of the place here.
Oh. Hey, what are you doing? Control yourself.
Take us. Please, let me out. My family needs me.
Gotcha. And hey Reaper, Uma Ibn Taco will be your new username. Yeah, I mean, I guess it works. I hope you're happy with it. How to rate your Rocket League skill now? Yeah, I mean, you played pretty good. Like, you were on a winning spree the last time I watched you. So I think you've been doing pretty good, Maxi.
Let me at least talk to my wife.
Yeah, I feel like we can play some games together again. Or probably the matchmaking is gonna be not exactly in your favor. But we can try some games again. And hey there, Asset. Welcome, dude. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I decided to go live again for the night stream of Origins because I just love the game so much, and I'm only playing a little bit of it today. But, we're live for a bit more of this game.
What do you want me to do?
Umar's the father of IT and you love tacos. I mean, makes sense to me. That's true, I actually forgot that Umar's the name of father to IT.
Please, Bayek? Is that you? Get me out of here! They've taken 4 other priests. I pray they are all alive.
Hide right here. When you're certain no one's around, get away from the temple.
And hey there, boss. Welcome, mate. How are you doing? Guess it's a way to get better quicker, but yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I mean, like, getting match against really good players definitely forces you to adapt to a certain degree. But I think both ways are viable ways to improve. Like, obviously, against, like, you know, players on your skill level, it would be a lot easier for you to get the ball more often, and that comes, like, more practice, I guess. You are just been dialing in some new equipment and OBS software plugins. Let us see you live later in the day. You usually go live when you're heading into work. Yeah, that's definitely fair with like the time zones and stuff. I think you guys are like 6 to 8 hours behind me or something. So I usually stream during like morning to midday of the US, I guess. Yeah, well, boss, the Origin soundtrack is absolutely amazing. Like Sarah Schachner's composition, and the way she kind of like combines synthesizers with like, you know, actual ancient instruments of a time. It's a good match between, I think, modern day and history as well. Like something that the early composers used to do, like Jesper Kid. They also combined like synthesizer music with instruments of the Renaissance, I guess. And Sarah Shackner also said that Jasper Kidd was a big inspiration for her soundtrack, apparently. Yeah, then it's like 6 hours difference, I think. At least for me.
Hey, hold on!
Hey! Let me out and fight me!
Should have stayed in the fields, grabbing for worms.
Hey now!
Could you complete Origins without killing non-targets? I think you could, yeah. It would be very difficult, because often you have scenarios where there's like a lot of guards behind your back. But yeah, I think you have some tools, like the sleep darts for instance, they could be used very well to just put whatever non-target you have that's aggressive towards you. You also have smoke bomb effects, so they can be used to kind of get away. Also another way to do it would be to equip your fists in combat, which you can do. And just go full combat, but you know, only fight with your fists. Yeah, exactly. Like in combat you have to go for fists only. But yeah, the thing is, at some point, like if you would have this option to just take down targets like this without killing them at a later point in the game, it would make it a lot easier. But once you get the hidden blade, it's like a forced assassination, essentially.
Wait a second. Hope these idiots do turn up.
If someone's there, let me out and fight me. Is someone there? Damn you all.
Are you alright?
Bruised and beaten, but I can move.
Stay hidden until you can slip out of the temple.
Is only Odyssey or Nightmare mode? Could be possible actually. Would have to go full on assassin damage, and then you can just go for the knockout ability, which is a thing in Odyssey.
You cannot lock us up like this.
Which I think would actually make stealth pacifist a lot easier than Origins. Because you also have the option between knocking out and assassinating.
This is a holy place, the sacred temple of Amun.
You forgot how beautiful this game looks. Yeah, dude, this game
The gods will not forgive you.
is one of the best looking games in the series for sure. Just as a whole work of art, to be honest. The art direction, soundtrack, the architecture, you know, the kind of like biome.
Lock us up like this. Bayek, is that really you? Thank the
It's a
gods.
thing of beauty.
We must stop this madness.
Hide here until you can get out without being seen. Best not to draw attention here.
Here's a reminder of your daily duties in the temple. Break the seal leading to the statue of Amun. Light a torch to walk to Amun. Light incense around Amun and say a prayer to him. Wash the statue of Amun. Place new clothing and jewels on the statue as well as offerings. When the day has ended, sweep away your footprints as you leave and replace the seal. As long as you follow these routes, Amun will not be angered. Gods be with you. Priest, Deje Dio Funk.
Bayek, what are you doing here? Bayek, they will kill you if they find you.
By the grace of Amun. That's all of them.
Hey, what? Hey!
Nerede Stood here it!
Okay, let's get the last two treasures. As much as you prefer the earlier games, the world on the last few has been amazing. Yeah, I agree, that's some pretty amazing game worlds. And it makes sense too for the time periods they have chosen to not have, you know, as much of an urban setting. Given that a lot of the cities weren't as hugely populated as they have been in everything starting since AC1, I guess. I mean, I think it probably could have survived, but I think it was still good as a decision to make this change, you know, to kind of refresh the brand and yeah, just give it like a new breath of life, I guess. Also, this Flamingo is like just chilling. Flamingo doesn't even care. Yeah, that as well. They really did increase their player size, I guess. Which I guess contributed to the divide inside the fan base about the identity of AC. But ultimately, it definitely brought in, you know, more players. And I mean, Valhalla was the best-selling game in the entire series, so that is definitely telling. I mean, I guess you also have to consider, you know, the time it has been released in, which was like at the height of COVID, I guess, pretty much. But still, it's definitely telling that, you know, so many people were willing to buy it, I guess. To the faithful, please remember to bring the valuable offerings to the main hall of the temple. They've been left out and about too often. So there's of course the Temple of Amun, where we have been earlier in the flashback. And this is a secret vault. Clearly of, you know, Isu origin, as you can tell by the metal and the inscriptions. We also have something that looks like a shape of an apple of Eden. Obviously, like more edges, but it's more like, I guess, part of the art styles way they have chosen for this. Yeah, there's also a place where Ramu died, of course. The problem with the latest one isn't that they changed to an Origins better system, it's the fact that they moved away from the Creed. I mean, I think with Origins they definitely have a lot of focus on the Creed still. You know, especially towards the ending, it really is all about the Brotherhood and the Creed, I guess. And with Hidden Ones DLC as well. But yeah, like an Odyssey, it was completely missing since the Assassins weren't founded. It's something I still find baffling, to be honest, you know, because after Origins so many people wanted a bike sequel. And obviously at the time people wanted the bike sequel, Odyssey was already in development. The choice to go further back in time before even the origins of the Brotherhood, it's kind of a baffling decision. Because yeah, it automatically means, you know, you can't really have Assassins as much of a focus in the game, but why are you making...
Lazy peasants! Make yourselves useful!
Making a game as a sequel that is set 400 years before the prequel.
Final warning!
Which is, you know, literally about the like origins of the Brotherhood. Like, it would have been a better way to connect the origins by setting it after Origins. And I think, you know, there definitely should be games that are set before the Brotherhood. But the fact that it was like directly as a sequel to Origins was really buffering me. So Valhalla, you aren't playing an assassin, you play a Viking, but you basically are an ally to the assassins.
Thank the gods!
So yeah, you play, you assist the assassins to take down the Order, and during the time you learn about their ideals and you take on some of their abilities. But Eivor doesn't join the Brotherhood. It could be that the future DLC maybe, you know, has that be a thing. But yeah, so far it hasn't. Yeah, I think there's only a few things left to do here. And Definitive Rivals. Welcome, guys. Thank you very, very much for the raid. I hope you guys had a good time with Forza Horizon. How was the stream today? Hey, the Ryan and Tian. Hey, the Snake. I hope you enjoyed that awesome looking game. And yeah, guys, if you haven't checked out Definitive Rivals yet, and if you haven't come with a raid, definitely go and check out their channel. They're two friends that play against each other in speedruns. So what they basically do is like play through a game casually, and then they do a speedrun challenge with the winner, you know, getting one win in a season, and then at the end of the season, they basically one winner that gets certain advantages, I guess, like getting a crown on stream. It's a really cool and unique concept for a channel, and I can highly recommend checking it out if you're both into speedruns but also into watching a variety of games being played.
Whoa.
Been enjoying it. It's a good one. How's AC been? Yeah, AC has been fantastic, dude. I finished Syndicate earlier today, and now I made a start in Origins, which is set in Egypt, 49 before Christ. And yeah, dude, it's absolutely amazing. I'm a big fan of Egyptian culture, I guess, and getting to experience that in this game is an absolute bliss.
Whoa.
The other protagonist, Bike, is also a really great character. He's like a fan favorite, basically. And yeah, I'm doing pretty good, Snake. Having a nice evening so far. How are you doing, dude? How have you been?
My son, you wanted the stars. The stone circles show the gods' places in the sky. And your grandfather once told me they also show our place in the world.
I'm going to find every stone circle, the Sphinx and the pyramids too. And I'll find my place.
And you will have them.
So this is like a passive quest where the objective is basically to find all the stone circles in Egypt, then to align it with the stars, which unlocks kind of like flashback dialogues between Bike and his dead son. It's really good because it really, you know, brings that event into the life of Bike again. Gotta play with a pup, so you'll be lurking. Thanks again for a shout out. It's no worries whatsoever. Thank you guys for the raid again. Definitely have fun playing with a pup. And give us some treats from us. Or him rather. I think it's a he, isn't it? Snake doing fine. Red Dead making you stay up late because of his goddamn lore that you've been obsessing over all day. Yeah, dude, like Red Dead is just amazing. Every second game has such a great story as well. Do you have a favorite like side character so far, Snake? Is everything you're doing now in the standard game? Yeah, currently we're just doing the main game, and once I finish the main story, which is gonna be a long time in the future, because you have to uncover all of this. Like all of this is basically the main map, and yeah, once we get to a certain point of the story, we can fast travel to 2 different places outside of the main map, and then start the individual DLCs. But it makes the most sense to do the main story, then the hidden ones, and then the Curse of Pharaohs. But yeah, no worries, Maxi. Thank you so much for being here, dude, and joining. Thanks again also for the mod support today. I hope you have a good night, and let me also give a shout out to you, dude. So Maxi is also a streamer. He's playing everything from Fall Guys to Persona. Played also the AC games. He's actually going to be playing some AC over on the Enemies project in the future. And yeah, it's just really cool to hang out with and have a good and fun time. There's lots of memes of a channel, so if you're into like sound and video bits, and having like really integrated the stream in that regard. And definitely check out Maxi's channel as well if you haven't yet. And that's the voice, Maxi. Have a good night, dude, and I catch you next time. Possibly Lenny or Sadie. Good choice, dude. Yeah, I love both characters. I don't really say if I have a favorite over both of them because they are, you know, both just really greatly written, I guess. They don't really have many or like any negative character traits ever, I would say. And Sadie has some really good character evolution. Like, you know, the way you met her at the start of the game as like a stranger, rescuing her from the bandits, and her kind of developing the character that she becomes. Yeah. Just fantastic.
Papa, why are there so many poor in Egypt? Yet those who don't belong here are rich.
Egypt has forgotten who she is. Many chose wealth over honor. In the end, they got neither. Lost justice as well.
But we are Magi. We will bring justice and honor back to Egypt.
Yes, my son. We have not forgotten who we are. We will endure no matter our origin. Amun, the king of gods, divided in two forms, as the great goddess of invisibility, Amunit, and master of the wind. He upholds justice, lord of the shadows and the silence. He comes at the voice of the poor. He hears the confessions of the humble, and forgives them.
Yeah, these dialogues are just great between Baek and Remo. You know, kind of Baek teaching Remo almost like a life lesson every time, you know, they talk about, I guess, a new star sign, I guess. But Remo also shares quite a bit about, you know, his life and what he experiences. They're just really great throwback. So every time these dialogues happen, I'm basically gonna wait until I will align the stars, because aligning will basically cancel out the dialogue. And yeah, I would like to hear everything. It really is, Snake. You really notice how many years Rockstar spent on developing Red Dead 2 as well. Like, it's been 8 years between Red Dead 1 and 2, and you can really tell how much effort they put into everything from like the gameplay immersion to the atmosphere and cinematicness of the game. The writing, obviously. Soundtrack, yeah. Red Dead 2 is definitely one of the best games I ever played. But for me, that's mainly because of story reasons. Like, I just love the way they tell the story and how cinematic everything feels. Okay, so there actually isn't too much left to do before we can leave Siwa. Yeah, we're just gonna go check out this question mark. And also go up here, and that should be everything, I think. Can't get the viewpoint yet because we will have to unlock this area first.
Whoa.
I have a bunch to create with particular characters in the story as well. Yeah, definitely. What I also love in Red Dead 2 is the whole beating and antagonizing mechanic. Like both in the camp but also like with random NPCs. It's so funny how you can like manipulate certain events by you know, utilizing that feature. But also just to mess around with random NPCs or like, you know, your mates in the camp. You should try antagonizing Uncle Snake. Gonna get some pretty funny answers.
Whoa.
Dead. Okay, I think that's enough. Haven't tried antagonizing much yet, but you see what happens tomorrow. Yeah, a good way to antagonize without getting too much, running into too much trouble, I guess, is kind of like do a switch between greeting and antagonizing. Or kind of antagonize to a point where you think, okay, next time I antagonize it might escalate, so better do greet now. But yeah, it's really funny. Especially with like random NPCs, like Arthur's gonna make some pretty interesting burns. Then, you know, pretends like he was just joking, essentially. This.
Whoa.
Some awesome soup.
So how's better than the camo of this game?
Try it.
I mean, a horse is definitely faster. Not actually by that much. Like, a horse is slightly faster, I'd say. But they're pretty similar in like where they can go essentially. Like, I don't think a camel has an advantage on hills, as far as I'm aware.
High precision gerecht.
What was the sound with high precision gather? So if anybody wants, you can type an exclamation mark gather in chat. That will be added to the counter that we have going. Yeah, Snake Siva is a really unique place as well, considering that it's like, you know, surrounded by desert, but still has, you know, such a lush vegetation if you consider that it's been basically, obviously you have like this water source, and that's supplying like all the vegetation, right? But if we kind of like get a bit more view with Senno, you can clearly see how much desert is surrounding the place. It's a very unique place to be at.
This area is off limits.
And Kusta, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. And thank you also for adding the Garrow snake. So I think this location is a bit special because we're gonna run into very high level enemies, I believe. Yeah. So they attack us, they're basically dead in an instant. But we can sneak around.
How dare they come to this sacred place?
Pretty sure we can access the treasure without resorting to violence.
Wait a minute.
Whoops, I didn't see you.
Take you.
Never mind. Oh, fuck. Yeah. So, I mean, one arrow just almost one-shotted us. Unfortunately, I didn't see that it actually had 3 people inside, not 2. I mean, technically, we didn't resort to violence, Kaz. We just tried to escape. The enemies did, though. They did resort to violence. But yeah, welcome back, dude. It was actually our first death, I think. Yeah, it was. Requiescat and Pace. Like. But yeah, that's a good example of level difference. They're like, I think at least 10 to 20 levels above us. Yeah, it's going very good, Kiss. Currently finishing up on Siwa, the starting location. Already killed Medunamun, the Oracle. And also had the flashback to Khemu. So had some major moments happening. But really good stuff for sure. But yeah, how's your day going, Kes? I hope all is well with you. So this is quite an interesting location because the Ibex lair is the same location where Bayek and Khemu went hunting together. And back then we also did take care of the Ibex, but obviously with this being a year afterwards, they already had a new, like, you know, alpha animal, I guess. But it's another example of AC kind of like going to the same location twice with like almost the opposite, you know, situation happening. By being without Remus, essentially. And hey Veroni, welcome mate. It's going very good, yeah. Having a great time with Origins. Just doing some exploring currently. How are you doing? What's your day? Run against the wall. To the Oracle Medunamun. I, Sesamonic, the Nomad, shall be your eyes. I pray that you are in good health night and day, and always make obeisance before you. I'm still spying. I dare you to hope that the cowards have fled Siwa without paying tribute to you shall be revealed when caught. I beg you to send hunters to get rid of beasts near my camp, since they are a nuisance. I pray every day that the true Oracle will bring good harvests and joy to all of our great Siva. May our moon walk with us all. Well, it's kind of ironic considering that, you know, he got killed by those beasts that he bade Medunamun to protect him against. It's also showcasing that, you know, trusting Mutunamun wasn't a good choice for him. Because clearly Mutunamun didn't care enough. Doing well. You're in the office doing paperwork. You were surprised to see me still online, so you wanted to drop by and say hello. Yeah, I went online again. Took a break earlier, but want to come back to Origins to continue where we left off earlier today. To kind of at least play through the tutorial and the first like major region today. But yeah, I hope your office work is going well, Ronnie. Day's going great so far. Thanks, man. Just a bit toasty. Oh yeah, I can imagine with the temperatures that you told me about. I hope it's gonna cool down eventually for you. I'm just gonna get some of these hunting materials just because they could be really useful to have. Was hyenas only hunting in packs? Yeah. They don't really have lone fighters, it seems. Craving salmon right now. Oh dude, salmon would be fantastic. I love salmon. Especially smoked salmon. Next week it gets back to 27. Well, that's good, Cass. I'm glad there's like an end in sight at least. Yeah, I mean 27 would still be quite hot for me to be honest, but you know, it's at least way less than you currently have. Right. So that's everything we have in Siva, I believe. Let's have a look again. Yeah, it's all the locations. So now that we are ready to leave, we can go ahead and talk to Hepzibah. And then we're making our way to Alexandria, basically. The next major city. Or I guess the first major city really to see this game. Always good to do some hunting in this game, especially soft leather can be tricky to come across since people aren't like trading it, so you always have to hunt it. Whereas like, you know, wood, iron and bronze is a lot easier to come by since convoys are constantly transporting it. Oi. Quick here.
Whoa.
people don't usually hunt with flaming arrows. It's for the sadistic hunter. It's just to ensure the kill, you know? If the first hit doesn't kill it.
Whoa.
Okay, let me go ahead and check my upgrades. We can upgrade the glows on each side to have actually the matching look as well. Let's do that. Increasing the range damage and the melee damage as well. Then we can upgrade the health further. And we could also upgrade the tool pouch. Very nice. Let's do that. Back to rainbow for the predator bow. Yeah, let's also equip the one shield because it technically has more health. And we need health. We'll go for the bone cracker. I'm not a huge fan of heavy blunts, but it can be pretty powerful actually. Yeah, how about we go for the bone cracker? And then the scalloped headaches. So more of a heavy orientated loadout. Yeah, that works. Let's also upgrade the damage of overpower ability to double. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, hunt and roast at the same time. Don't waste any time.
Be sure you are ready before you go.
I must leave Siwa. There are others to whom I must deliver justice. Especially the one known as the Snake.
How will you find these men?
Aya has been tracking them in Alexandria. I must find her.
She said she would be visiting her cousin at the Great Library.
Great Library?
And she said if you are coming to tell you one word. Serapis.
Serapis? The god that Greeks and Egyptians share. Of course, I see.
And Bayek, do something about that beard.
Goodbye, my friend.
I know what you're talking about. The beard is glorious. I love a beard. And I'm definitely gonna be keeping it.
Shit! Layla, you need a refill on cyclosporin. Stat! Layla! Wakey, wakey! Don't make me come down there. Layla? Layla! Come on back. Layla, are you with me? Habibti.
Told you not to call me that.
Thing is, the fastest way to get your attention is to piss you off.
I'm paying attention.
Okay, you need to take a break. The Animus is rejecting you.
I'm fine.
Yes, but your kidneys aren't. Go add more cyclosporin before they shut down.
Yes, Nurse Geary.
That's Medical Officer Geary to you. So? How did it go?
My mods are holding. Subject's memories are perfectly clear. If this doesn't convince Abstergo to give me a place on the Animus Project, nothing will.
amazing. Who do you have in there?
His name is Bayek of Siwa. The death of his son turned him into a killer.
Think he'd be of interest to Abstergo?
Don't start.
You know, they're not going to be happy with how he handled this assignment.
They know I don't work by the book.
Well, this time you lit the book on fire and then stomped on it. Anyway, none of this will matter if you're comatose. Now go get that cyclosporin.
There you go. First time since AC3 that AC has a set protagonist
Cyclosporin? I definitely packed it in the med kit.
in modern day that we actually know the identity of, and that isn't like sitting in a machine the entire time. I mean, obviously Layla is kind of sitting in a machine, but we can, you know, roam around with her and actually has some kind of like, you know, modern day character arc, I guess. He looks better with a beard. I agree. Yeah, I definitely prefer Bayek with beard.
Need that med kit.
But I think he still looks really good without the beard. But yeah, I don't know. There's really something about his look, like change in look, I guess, that immediately appeared to me. You know, at the start of the game.
Still looking for the cyclosporin? I definitely packed it in the med kit.
Like at the start, you know, see him like clean shaven and way he looks when he gets to meet Aya again in Alexandria. But when it's like 1 year past, you know, he's like really looking kind of like rough, I guess, and if he's been on the hunt for a long time. Which I guess was the case. And I think the hairstyle that he has, like not the beard, but the hairstyle also has some story importance. Because I think it's the hairstyle that Remu would have had if he had his hair grown out. Like the way he had his bun, for instance. I think that's part of the reasons why Bayek wrote his hair the way he did. Funny, the Animus Project name drop. Yeah, dude. Layla wants to join. But yeah, it's gonna be a long time before she's gonna be able to join. Yes, this is the first game of Layla. She has never been mentioned before, and it's the first time we ever learn of the character. And as you can hear by the dialogue we just said, she's basically working for Abstergo, and she's trying to do a discovery that will secure her a promotion at Abstergo, essentially. And, you know, her wanting to join the Animus Project is, of course, the Animus Project by Abstergo. So, interesting start
2cc should do it.
for her.
Don't forget the alcohol wipe. I wish I was there to help.
You do a good job looking after me, even from the hotel. And I know how you like your aircon.
Okay, let's have a look around. Shall we?
Damn it, my papers went everywhere.
Whoops, anything important?
Yeah, the notes on the Animus.
So, as you can maybe tell by the environments, it's very similar looking to where Origins is set, because this is indeed in Egypt right now. And yeah, what basically happened is that Layla found a cave where she found the body of Bayek being mummified. And Layla is quite technologically able, I guess, like she can, you know, develop stuff by herself, and she did advance the Animus, which allowed her to access the memories of people by using their blood. So with Bayek's mummy, you know, being mummified, there was still blood that she could use apparently, and she accessed that DNA to use and see his memories. So Layla isn't a descendant of Bayek, but rather is just accessing his memories through her blood. And fun fact, but this cave you can actually explore as Bayek as well. It even has a story importance to Bayek, I think, because Bayek and Aya, I think, fell in love in this one, this camp. Cave, I mean. And I guess that's also a reason why you find their bodies mummified in here.
Generator's holding up. Good job, Layla. The genetic sequencer blueprint. Never got the creases out.
It is something I like to call a genetic sequencer. Cheers, Ronnie. You have a good rest of your day. Thank you for dropping by and joining. And yeah, catch you next time, dude.
Generator's holding up. Good job, Layla. One bar. No, half a bar.
In-flight entertainment. Question mark. Egyptian mysteries. Secret science investigations. Investigation. Hidden chambers in pyramids, whether built by aliens. Light on the myths and the proofs. Traces of ancient technologies, connections with gods or aliens. Don't miss encrypted messages surrounding these swings. Interview with famous Egyptologist and scientist Dr. Leaf and E. Everett. Mummification and the afterlife. Signs of ancient Egyptian spirits among us. Ancient aliens reference. Yeah. But it's definitely interesting how AC kind of like, you know, confirms it in a way of the ancient civilization, I guess. Not aliens necessarily, but
D never puts in enough snacks.
But yeah, like there's like vaults underneath the pyramids, right? Which are even more ancient than the pyramids themselves. And those are technically created by the ancient aliens slash Isu. Right, and there we go. We have the laptop of Layla. There's quite a few notes we can read up on. How about we start with the Abstergo Historical Research Division. We have a folder called Documentation. Employee Manual. Abstergo Historical Research, new employee handbook. Made between Layla, Hassan and Abstergo Industries on the 6th of January 2014. Employee will perform services for Abstergo Industries that may require Abstergo Industries to disclose confidential and proprietary information. To employee, confidential information is information of any kind, nature or description concerning any matters affecting or relating to employee services for Abstergo Industries, the business or operations of Abstergo Industries, and of the products, drawings, plans, processes, animals experiences, and other data. The employee agrees as follows. Employee will hold the confidential information received on strict confidence and shall exercise an extreme degree of care to prevent disclosure to others. Employee will not disclose or divulge either directly or indirectly the confidential information unless first authorized to do so in writing. Employee will, upon request or upon termination, deliver to Abstergo Industries any drawings, notes, documents, equipment, and material received from Abstergo Industries or originating from its activities or Abstergo Industries. Abstergo Industries shall have the sole right to determine the treatment of any information that is part or project-specific received from employee, including the right to disclose the same without prior patent application, to file copyright registration in its own name, or to follow any other procedure as Abstergo Industries may deem appropriate. Abstergo Industries reserves the right to take disciplinary action, up to and including termination and memory removal, for violation of this agreement. Signing below signifies that the employee agrees to the terms and conditions of the agreement stated above. Simon Hathaway and Layla Hassan. So this is interesting because it gives us quite a bit of information. First, the date. It means that Layla has been working for 3 years for Abstergo. And this is now 3 years after she started. She was willing to agree to this, which basically shows that she didn't care too much about losing her memory if she would, you know, violate the terms, I guess, of this contract. And it's also quite similar to one we read up in AC1, which basically says that any information you gain will have to stay with Abstergo, and any invention you may make under the roof of Abstergo will still belong to Abstergo. Which is kind of where the conflict between Layla and Abstergo comes into play, because Layla created this technology, right, with the blood DNA samples, but Abstergo is kind of like trying to you know, get the credit for it, and she goes on this mission and just tries to access Bayek's DNA because she's kind of desperate, you know, because she doesn't feel like she's getting enough value in the company, or enough credit, I guess. So she tries even harder to get important information that would get her the place that she thinks she deserves in the company. But as you can tell by this contract, the conditions to work under Abstergo are very bad, and violating the contract can be extremely easy, because just, you know, talking by accident to somebody in everyday life about one little detail of what you've been doing in your everyday work would mean that you could really face serious charges and consequences. One of the mildest being just memory loss or removal, but you know, we know that Abstergo would even kill off potential risk. And if somebody is talking, then that's a potential risk. So they are very ruthless in that regard. Basically, how many emails they put in her laptop? Yeah, they really give you a lot at the start to work with. I kind of like it because it gives you lots of information to work with, but yeah, it's definitely a lot that you know, you can read up on. Vision statement. The mandate of Abstergo's Historical Research Division is to conduct rigorous research into historical events and document this research in meticulous fashion, with a particular focus on investigation previously obscure incidents, shedding light on the historical personages involved therein. Research conducted and compiled by Historical Research Division teams represents a broad potential benefit to a variety of academic disciplines, including archaeology, anthropology, environmental history, and political science. Visionaries and pioneers. Understanding yesterday, bettering tomorrow. The Historical Research Division was inspired by the works of Dr. Warren Wittig, a pioneer in the field of genetic memory science. Wittig's work needed raw data reaching beyond what was available at the time. The Historical Research Division was quickly put together, at first to accommodate Abstergo in its research, and soon took on a life of its own. Dr. Wittig was responsible for Abstergo's first forays into genetic memory exploration. Without the benefits of Wittig's extensive research and rigorous approach to scientific practice, Abstergo would not be what it is today. Alvaro Grammatica. Grammatica's background in mechanical engineering, biology, and computer science helped make him the first to recognize how rich and meaningful historical material acquisition could cement Abstergo's standing with a modern-day landscape. It's kind of like a bit like the surgeon of Abstergo. Like, we seen him at the end of Syndicate, where he was like messing around with a body, right? And he was also the one to kind of recreate the precursor from scratch, I think, with Juno being revived essentially, with the help of a Shroud of Eden. So he kind of helped make that possible. Then we have Isabel Ardent. Ardent joined the company as a digital archivist with a deep knowledge of computer science. She ushered in a data revolution which reshaped Abstergo's acquisition, management, and archival of genetic memories. And we have Simon Hathaway. He's the current head of the Historical Research Division. His insatiable thirst for knowledge of all things human drives the pursuit of historical and memory-based data towards unexplored frontiers. And he was also the dude that has written under the agreement of confidentiality. What's it called? I think it doesn't really say it here, except for confidential. I think it's confidentiality. I think. Philadelphia facility. An historical city seemed fitting for a facility thriving on history. Located just minutes away from the famous Delaware River, the building itself was designed in 1985 by the rising architect John Novell. The facility houses various divisions. Lineage and Acquisition is housed next to Abstergo Medical, and both have very strong ties to the historical research and the very special Animus training program. The respected Juani Otzeberg oversees the Philadelphia facility, known to be a favorite venue for crucial directors gathering. Of course, nothing eclipses the imposing library and archive hall, where all of Abstergo's knowledge, both physical and digital, is said to be stored under impenetrable security. Modern-day historians. Abstergo's historians have nothing in common with the academic scholars you might be thinking of. They master a deep knowledge of historical tomes and an uncanny ability to successfully comb through the voluminous databases owned by Abstergo. However, they express their true talents when out in the field, retracing what forgotten stories were left behind. Assisted by cutting-edge technology, each of our historical tactical team is composed of a technician and a medical officer. Together, they gather the knowledge told by forgotten artifacts and extinct bloodlines, and cover tales through thought obsolete, and combine the wisdom of oral history with tomorrow's scientific discoveries. These see it all, find it all teams allow Abstergo and all its divisions to push back on the limits of what is known and what can be done to better the future of each and every one of us. Medicine at the service of history. What we know about who we are and what our purpose is in this universe will shape the scientific breakthrough of tomorrow. Men and women have been looking at foreign galaxies and the Challenger deep for answers of shreds of evidence that could open the door to the next scientific revolution. Abstergo turned to a far more familiar phenomenon for answers. Us, humans. Perhaps the answers within each and every one of us. The human genome conceals our blueprint, but perhaps it contains a lot more. Today we are exploring genetic memories, and we are already applying our knowledge to improve our form as individual, but also as a global society. Tomorrow we might explore memories hidden in structures far more obscure than the human, and who knows what we'll find. Such is the task of our medical endeavors. We do not strive to heal the body through a direct cure. We strive to use our understanding of chemistry and biology to change this way we lead our lives. For the better. Yeah, this of course all lies. They just want to gather information so they can get access to Piece of Eden and basically control society. It of course, you know, also leads to maybe scientific discoveries like how to better cure certain illnesses, but that knowledge, you know, Abstergo has basically been known to gather from themselves. The only reason that Otto Berg was even willing to work for Abstergo and join the Sigma team, which is like the private army essentially, is because they withheld a medicament that was not available on the regular market that could have been used to cure Otto Berg's daughter. And that's the only reason he got to join the Templars, really. You know, he got like blackmailed for the health of his daughter, essentially. So yeah, Abstergo's clearly not trying to help everybody or like the entirety of society. They just try to get knowledge so they can use it for their gain and their power, essentially. So that's the employee manual. Let's take a break from reading real quick and have a look at the audio files. So long, suckers.
So long, and thanks for all the fish, Berkeley. March 21st, 2006. The day Layla Hassan drops out of college. That's right, Professor Moore. I'm not finishing that Jane Eyre paper. I got a job, and I'm headed to Philly next week. This whole classroom thing, it's not for me. Mom and Dad are freaking out, but they'll accept it. I'll be working towards something real, making real money, and I'll be closer to home. Not that I'll visit any more often. Sophia promised there'd always be a place for me at Abstergo, as long as I show them what I can do with a circuit board and a pair of pliers. Sure, I'll have to work my way up to a place on her special project, but that doesn't matter. It won't be long before she or her father, Mr. Alan Ricken, notices what I'm capable of and asks for my help on the Animus.
Yeah, they really did circuit. It's just a bit of a shame that they didn't put it as much into like the, I guess, cutscenes of modern day. Like you really have to dig deep yourself, I guess, to really uncover all of this information, which I think the average player usually doesn't do. Which is completely fair, you know, like I definitely don't blame people for skipping this because it's just a lot. But yeah, all this information just really adds a lot to a modern day lore. So I think they could have chosen a different presentation of it to kind of make it more interesting to the average player. But yeah, I think it was a really conscious decision though, because they knew that mostly hardcore fans are kind of caring about modern day in the first place. So most people just want to skip the modern day dialogues and just go back to Bayek, essentially. At least according to the Ubisoft decision making and statistics, that's kind of the case apparently. But yeah, I really enjoy this stuff, kind of like uncovering all this information.
I swear, I get more done reading the latest copy of Wired on the toilet than the rest of the guys do all day in the lab. I mean, the body band? Really? If people can't take a walk on their own, they aren't going to listen to a watch that tells them to do it either. This is all so pointless. I should just go back to... Wait. That's probably what the body band would tell me to do. What I should do is build something that will simultaneously blow people's minds and the doors off the Animus Project. Nothing at Abstergo Fitness is going to be big enough for that. I'm bored as hell. But there's nothing like boredom to stimulate creativity. Yep. I think the body band needs a little adjustment to its language processing program.
So I was also telling about Layla's character. If she's bored, she does stuff. And the only reason she was bored is because she wasn't properly, I guess, supported by Abstergo. But the ironic thing is that led her to discover even more for Abstergo, I guess. maybe for future AC games make it so reading certain emails or playing audio files unlocks the small side quests. Yeah, they could do that, or just give you like rewards in general, I guess. But yeah, I think it would be good to kind of learn about this stuff through dialogues, like kind of how it's been done in like AC2, for instance. In AC2 you can just go ahead, trigger optional dialogues with Sean, Rebecca and Lucy, and you learn quite a lot of stuff through these dialogues, and what they do is they also give more character or more personality to each modern day protagonist or character, I guess. And it also makes it easier to consume all that knowledge as well, I guess. But yeah, I think they did something like that in Valhalla again a bit more, since Valhalla had like bigger modern day cast. But yeah, they can definitely make more with the modern day that they have. Yo.
The right decision always feels like home. My stuff's the same. My locker smells the same. It's like I never left. But I did. And I can never unlearn what I know now. How will it change my work at the Historical Research Division? Hard to say. All I know is that it will. Our Dom booked us a lunch. Nothing fancy. She wanted me to meet Deanna Geary, my new medical officer. She looks like she was born in the middle of a cornfield, but she seems okay. I can't believe she left homemade cookies on my desk. I don't know why I told her about getting stood up last weekend. I never talk about personal stuff at work. At least it seems like I can trust her. You need that to stay alive in the field. Too bad most of Abstergo's tactical units don't consider trust a priority.
That's actually quite important, because Dee is the one that Layla works with as a team. And as you can tell, there's kind of like feelings involved, I think, between Dee and Layla. Like, you know, Layla kind of like talking about a lot of personal stuff, even though that's usually not the thing she does with anybody. And she's also kind of like, I guess, a bit flattered by Dee giving her attention, I guess. And we also have like a nickname for each other, which is Habibti, which is kind of like my sweetheart or something. So that it's definitely, I guess, implying that Layla and Dee, you know, might be more than friends, I guess, or partners, I guess. Also, Ava Grace, welcome back. I hope you're having a good day. I'm currently just listening to some modern day audio recordings by Layla. Trick or treat?
Aho, the portable Animus. No mention in the official credits, but all those emails, all those middle-of-the-night phone calls from Madrid, there's a lot of me in there. Sophia, if I'd known you just wanted to strip mine my brain and leave me in the dark, I never would have followed you. Go away! There's no candy here! Nothing in life is ever free. Ever. The Animus. I can tell. I know it wouldn't have worked without my advice. Just look how they did the heat sink, the VRMs, the high amperage rating by transistor. It was me who told them it would offset failure of the... What's this? Hello there, DNA reader module. Are you ringing my doorbell? Maybe there's some candy here after all.
So the candy references, of course, because of the date, which is the 31st of October, aka Halloween. So again, Layla's kind of talking about how Abstergo was basically using her ideas and not giving her any credit, which again brought her to a new idea. So the irony is real. Abstergo just, you know, uses her ideas, and it makes Layla get even more ideas, because she seeks even more credit.
Conclusion that Sophia is shit at hiring staff. The entire Madrid facility. Ugh. How do they not see it? It would be so easy. You just have to parse the genetic memory input and work from smaller data pools. You could even process incomplete samples and still create a reliable model for high levels of synchronization. The reader module and the decryption software would need an update, but it's doable. Madrid's probably congratulating themselves just for getting this far. Meanwhile, I'm partying with some congealed veggie curry, 3 plasma screens, a disassembled Animus, and Raw Victoria's debut album on loop. Sahetit. Dee will be mad when she sees how I use Milton's DNA, but what did she expect when she asked me for help? I needed someone's genetic profile to test the Animus, and, well, his was right there. All in the name of science.
Doing pretty good. You had a friend come over and help you pick. Finally feeling like you're getting stuff done. Oh, that's good, Grace. I'm glad you had somebody help you with that. That really would have been great to get, you know, that support. That's good to hear. A girl called Deanna.
I like morning briefings. They're short, minimal nonsense, and they have free coffee. No downtime this week. They're putting me and Dee on a plane to Alexandria 2 days from now. I don't get why Hathaway's in such a rush. We're being deployed to extract an artifact. If it were a person of interest, the push would make more sense. A person could be halfway across the world in a couple of hours. But an artifact that's been sitting around for 2,000 years, it's not going anywhere. An artifact of high interest. Heard that before. It always ends up being some crappy pottery shard or half an old book. My Animus runs on DNA, not tableware. It'll be strange visiting Egypt for the first time since 2013. Back then I went looking for my roots, and found trouble instead. It's good that Dee's coming. She always keeps me from doing anything too stupid.
You just found Uncle drunk on the floor. Yeah. I mean, Uncle being either drunk or sleeping or both on the floor is Uncle in like 80% of the cases, I think. It's kind of funny how often he's like sleeping. It's also a bit of a meme if I first read that as well.
Turns out the artifact of high interest is also a person of interest. A mummy. And a golden opportunity. I've informed Dee of some changes I'm making to our assignment parameters. She acted mad, but I know she's eager to see my Animus field tested. Abstergo won't mind. Well, they would if they found out, but they won't. Hathaway's intel was a disaster. They have no idea what's going on with this extraction. Field tech is fun and all, but that's not why I left Berkeley. If the Animus lets me ride DNA this old, if the reader can model the missing codons and extrapolate the genetic memories that aren't mine, Sophia would lose her Abstergo. Abstergo will come to me on their hands and knees. My name will be right up there with Warren Vidick's. Ana Metakida Minda. Too bad the Madrid facility got blown up. But I bet they'll build a new one soon. This one will be in Philly, and its lead engineer will be Layla Hassan.
So Layla found the mummy, and now she's basically trying to do her own thing, get information that would secure her promotion. That's all the audio recordings. Other 20% he's talking about a wagon we can rob. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so I think we're gonna continue here tomorrow with reading up the rest of modern day documents. It's getting pretty late over here in Germany, so I will continue here tomorrow. Let's start. I'm more able to read out all of this. But yeah, so tomorrow, once we are done with all of the modern day documents, we are also going to, of course, get towards Alexandria. So yeah, we're really gonna get started into like the open world and exploring way more than Siva. Yeah. Thank you all so much for coming by and joining, guys, for this second session of Origins today. Really do appreciate all the support and everybody coming by to join. Thanks again also to all the raids we had today at Hackers and Definitive Rivals. Thanks again, guys, for bringing your communities over. Maxi, thank you again also for gifting that tier 1 sub to Hackers as well. And then we had a bunch of follows. We had Drake, Zepia, Savage, King Kilos following as part of raids from Hackers. And Qsa, thank you also again for following and joining. I hope you have a good time with Origins if you get to buy it. And Drake, thank you also again for the bits as well. Very much appreciate that. Thank you again. Thank you, guys. Catch you all next time. Thank you so much for being here. Let me also give a couple shoutouts here to Cass, who's been playing Yakuza like a dragon. Also to Grace, who's been playing AC Valhalla, the Wrath of the Druids. Then I also want to give a shout out again to the Raiders, to Hackers. He's been playing Marbles on stream, but also Red Dead 2 and Rocket League. And last but not least, also to Definitive Rivals. They're currently playing Forza Horizon 4 and they plan on speedrunning the game against each other. So if you want to catch a couple nice channels, you can check out Cass, Grace, Hackers and Definitive Rivals. You almost platinumed like a dragon now. Oh, nice, dude. You have a game that you'll be replacing the game with? Yeah, let's see who's online. Oh, I see Carnage. We could go ahead and return the favor in a way, because Carnage is a huge, like a big support of Hackers in that community. Yeah, he seems to be still be going actively. So let's go ahead and show some love to Carnage. He's a really chill dude. He also is a rapper, by the way. Like he does some UK grime and drill songs, I guess you could say. And he even does like personalized songs for your channel if you like a streamer. So if you really enjoy his content and his songs, if you check it out, definitely feel free to send a message, and you know, he gets something going for you, like a song intro or outro for your stream, essentially. Really cool stuff. Not too sure yet. You think you take the time to buckle down on Valhalla and finish it? That's fair, dude. Yeah. I mean, Valhalla is a huge game, and you already played quite a bit of it. That's probably a good idea to get that done. But yeah, if you're coming for raids, feel free to use these raid emotes. If you're not coming for raids, thank you for watching the stream. I'll be back tomorrow with more of AC Origins. And yeah, I hope to catch you guys then. Take care. Let's see you over at Carnage's.